Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. President Donald Trump warned Iran it must make a deal over its nuclear program or really bad things will happen, and set a deadline of 10 to 15 days, drawing a threat from Tehran to retaliate against US bases in the region if attacked. Amid a massive US military buildup that has fueled fears of a wider war, Trump said negotiations with Iran to end the tense standoff were going well, but demanded that Tehran reach a meaningful agreement. He insisted that Iran would have to make a deal one way or another. Iranian state broadcaster says an Iranian fighter jet crashed during a late-night training exercise in western Hamadan province, killing one of two pilots on board. The cause of the accident is under investigation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issues a stark warning that Israel will retaliate forcefully against Iran if it launches an attack. Addressing a military ceremony, Netanyahu says if the Ayatollahs make a mistake, they will receive a response they cannot imagine. Netanyahu has been adamant on the dismantling of Iran's nuclear infrastructure and said it is a key step in reaching a deal. A US official said Secretary of State Marco Rubio will meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel to discuss Iran on February 28. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there will be no reconstruction of war-shattered Gaza unless Hamas disarms. During his speech at a military ceremony, Netanyahu said Hamas will be disarmed one way or the other before any reconstruction happens for Gaza. This as US President Donald Trump convened the first meeting of his Board of Peace in Washington, D.C., attended by world leaders and senior officials. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says there was no Plan B for Gaza. Palestinians participate in the funeral of 19-year-old Nasrallah Muhammad Abu Siam, a man in occupied West Bank who held American citizenship in the village of Mikmas, east of Ramallah. Palestinian Red Crescent said it treated Abu Siam for gunshot wounds that eyewitnesses say he sustained during an incident involving settlers in the village. Russia has agreed to establish a bilateral economic working group with the United States. In an interview with a TV channel in Moscow, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia hopes to understand the specific definition of mutually beneficial cooperation of US President Donald Trump's administration. This comes amid trilateral talks with Ukraine that have seen no breakthrough yet. Weeks after the 2025 Russia-United States summit in Alaska, Trump imposed sanctions on Russian oil companies and demanded India stop buying Russian oil. The US also ordered the resumption of work in Venezuela's oil industry while prohibiting Russia and other countries from participating. Venezuela's interim president Delcy Rodriguez has signed the amnesty law, which had been approved shortly before the National Assembly. The law, expected to lead to the release of hundreds of political prisoners, was approved after a second debate in the legislature. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez, who took power last month after the US ouster of President Nicolas Maduro, has bowed to Trump administration demands on oil sales. Cubans are increasingly turning to solar power to keep businesses running and basic household appliances on during long electricity outages. This as fuel shortages make diesel generators and other stopgap options harder and more expensive to use. Meanwhile, Cubans began receiving food donated by Mexico as the situation worsened. Food was available at government stores with priority given to families with children. Hundreds of households received a food donation as part of the emergency humanitarian aid announced by President Claudia Sheinbaum following the imposition of tougher US sanctions on the island. Jose Maria Balcazar has been elected as Peru's new interim president, this after previous leader Jose Jerry was impeached on graft allegations. The left-wing lawmaker was elected head of Peru's Congress. The former judge, Balcazar, will become the country's 8th head of state since 2016. The vote brought to an end a power vacuum of more than 24 hours, which is unprecedented in the country's recent history. Balcazar will lead the country until his successor takes office on July 28th. The presidential election is set to take place on April 12th. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said his reclusive country had overcome recession and accomplished major economic goals over the past 5 years as he opened the 9th Party Congress. He said that the country is now entering a period of optimism. The Congress is the country's biggest political event, held every 5 years to review performances, set new policy goals, and which can bring changes in leadership roles beneath the Supreme Commander Kim. In his opening speech, Kim said North Korea had made significant accomplishments over the past 5 years in politics, economy, defense, culture, and diplomacy, enhancing its self-reliance. El Salvador showed a 6.6-ton cocaine shipment seized in the Pacific Ocean after authorities intercepted a vessel in the southwest of the country's coast. Attorney General Rodolfo Delgado said the operation carried out by the National Navy uncovered the drugs hidden aboard the 54-meter FMS Eagle. Delgado estimated the cargo's value at about $165 million. 10 people who were on the vessel were detained and will be brought before Salvadorian courts to face prosecution for international drug trafficking. The nationwide general strike is underway in Argentina in a fourth since President Javier Milei took office, as labor unions continue to protest a controversial labor reform bill that could reshape the country's workplace rules. Argentina's General Confederation of Labor has called a 24-hour strike across the country. At the heart of the protest is a labor reform package pushed by Milei's government, which came to power promising austerity measures. The bill is already approved by the Senate. It now heads to the Chamber of Deputies. If passed, it would make it easier for employers to hire and fire workers. US President Donald Trump said he's ordering federal agencies to begin identifying and releasing government files related to UFOs and aliens, a potentially dramatic move sought for decades by some Americans. Trump plans to ask Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth and other relevant agencies to begin the process related to extraterrestrial life and unidentified aerial phenomena. While he did not specify whether classified documents would be released to the public, Trump added that the files should include any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. King Charles's younger brother, former Prince Andrew, has been released from police custody after being arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The arrest relates to allegations that he sent confidential government documents to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Reacting to the development, US President Donald Trump called it a shame. Former Duke of York was questioned throughout the day by detectives from Thames Valley Police. Earlier this month, the force confirmed it was investigating claims that he may have passed documents to Epstein while serving as the United Kingdom's trade envoy. Nepal goes to polls in a fortnight and the political campaigning is underway in full swing. The high-stakes elections come after last year's Gen Z-led uprising forced KP Sharma Oli-led government out of power. But with fresh elections, the old guard of politics is planning a comeback. KP Sharma Oli's path back to power depends on his victory in Jaffa 5 seat, where rapper turned politician Balendra Shah is also in the fray. Both men are also vying for the post of Prime Minister. Result on this seat will cast a big shadow on Nepal's national politics. For the first time since the war erupted, Khartoum's residents attended the first mass iftar in the yard of mosque as men gather in the streets of the war-scarred Sudanese capital to break their fast on the first day of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. For close to 2 years, the Sudanese capital, composed of the cities of Khartoum, Omdurman and Bahri, were ravaged by war until the army recaptured it last March. Thousands gathered in Indonesia's largest mosque in the capital Jakarta as they ate for iftar, a meal at sunset, to break the fast during the first day of the festival. Deadly flooding in Indonesia has prompted unprecedented government action against companies accused of environmental destruction that worsened the disaster. Environmentalists who have long warned about the risks of rampant deforestation fear the current response will not solve the problem and could even make it worse. Officials from President Prabowo Subianto have acknowledged that deforestation and overdevelopment led to last year's flooding and landslides, killing over 1,000 people in Sumatra. Mining, plantations and fires have caused the clearance of large tracts of lush Indonesian rainforest, removing trees that absorbed rain and helped stabilize soil. France has seen a new record number of consecutive rainy days, beating a previous high set in 2023. According to the Met Department, every day since January 14 has been a rainy one. Forecasters count a rainy day as one where the average rainfall per square meter reached a height of at least 1 millimeter. The rainfall has been particularly pronounced across western France, with many parts of the northern Brittany region recording their wettest January on record. Meanwhile, flooding has been seen throughout the country in recent weeks as rivers and streams overflow. Heavy snow fell on Japan's Hokkaido prefecture, slowing traffic and closing schools. Eyewitnesses showed snow falling and blanketing the roads at the Susukino crossing in downtown Sapporo as pedestrians and traffic carefully navigated the snowy conditions. Local media reports say 163 public elementary and junior high schools in Hokkaido have been temporarily closed due to the blizzard and other factors. The search for a ninth person believed to be killed in a huge avalanche in California will stretch into the weekend as weather conditions continue to hamper operations. The bodies of 8 people known to have died when they were engulfed in a wall of snow cannot be moved because of the storm pummeling the Sierra Nevada mountain range. At the risk of yet more avalanches, a total of 6 people survived the tragedy, one of the deadliest avalanches in modern US history. Asian markets fell on Friday as rising West Asia tensions and turmoil in private equity stocks rattled investors. Japan's Nikkei dropped 1%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng slipped 0.3% after reopening from the Lunar New Year break. On Wall Street, private equity stocks stumbled, raising broader concerns about valuations and the liquidity in the sector. Oil prices rose on Friday as tensions between the US and Iran escalated after President Donald Trump set a 10 to 15-day deadline for Tehran to agree to a nuclear deal. Brent crude gained 0.3% to $71.87 a barrel after the benchmark settled at 6-month highs a day earlier. Concerns center on the Strait of Hormuz, a key choke point handling about 20% of global oil supply, as Iran plans naval drills with Russia following recent military activity in the region. Gold held steady on Thursday as investors balanced rising US-Iran tensions against strong US labor data while awaiting key inflation figures. Spot gold trading near $4,999 an ounce. Analysts say geopolitical risks are supporting prices after President Donald Trump warned Iran to reach a nuclear deal within 10 days or face consequences. Markets now await Friday's personal consumption expenditures report the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, with traders still expecting the first rate cut of the year in June. Silver gained 0.6%, while platinum and palladium slipped. The dollar climbed for a fourth straight session on Thursday after fresh data signaled the US economy remains on stable footing. Weekly jobless claims fell by 23,000 to 206,000, beating expectations of 225,000, suggesting the labor market remains resilient. The dollar index rose 0.19% to 97.88, marking its longest winning streak since early January. The euro slipped to $1.17, while sterling fell 0.25% to $1.34, and the yen weakened to 154.92 per dollar. Meanwhile, the US trade deficit widened sharply to $70.3 billion above forecasts. Markets see less than a 50% chance of a Fed rate cut before June, as policymakers signal patience on rates amid steady growth and geopolitical tensions. Apple is being sued by West Virginia's Attorney General for allegedly allowing its iCloud service to become the greatest platform for distributing child pornography, according to internal company messages. The lawsuit, filed by Republican J.B. McCuskey, claims Apple prioritized user privacy over child safety and is the first of its kind brought by a government agency against iCloud. Apple had considered scanning files but abandoned the plan over privacy and safety concerns. The AG's office is seeking court orders to make Apple implement stricter safeguards and safer product designs. Alphabet's Google and Southeast Asia's C Limited have announced a strategic partnership to develop AI tools for C's e-commerce and gaming platforms. Collaboration will explore an AI agentic shopping prototype on C's Shopee platform, aiming to expand AI capabilities beyond simple queries to complex shopping and workflow tasks. C's gaming unit will also leverage AI to enhance productivity and transform game development, as global tech firms increasingly look to monetize AI innovation. A major student admissions platform, Ravana Hub, patched a security flaw that exposed personal information of children and parents. The vulnerability allowed logged-in users to access names, dates of birth, addresses, photos, and sibling details by modifying student ID numbers. Florida-based developer Ventured Solutions says the bug has been fixed, but it's unclear if users will be notified or whether any data was improperly accessed. Tech experts say the flaw, known as an insecure direct object reference, highlights ongoing risks to children's data on educational platforms. ZEE5 is all set to premiere its next Tamil original series, Kdrama, on February 27th, inspired by real events that took place in 1999. Crime thriller follows a chilling series of midnight murders in rural villages. Actor and director Samu Tirupani plays the role of Ezai Adyaman, and star Shivada portrays Inspector Lakshmi. In the much-awaited show, a newly transferred officer begins to suspect there is something ritualistic behind the killings. What follows is a tense investigation. Oscar-winning actor Viola Davis is stepping into a new role, which is of a novelist. The 60-year-old has co-written a courtroom thriller titled Judge Stone with best-selling author James Patterson. The book is set to release on March 9th and marks Davis's first fiction novel. Set in a small Alabama town, the story follows Judge Mary Stone as she handles a highly sensitive case involving abortion laws, public pressure, and her own re-election prospects. Netflix has unveiled the trailer for its upcoming Korean romantic comedy titled Boyfriend on Demand. The Kdrama will star Blackpink's Jisoo. The 31-year-old will play the role of Mide, a Western producer who signs up for a virtual dating simulation that offers customized dream romances. But while she enjoys perfect dates in the digital world, real-life sparks begin to fly with a colleague played by actor Seo In-guk. The series explores the contrast between fantasy love and real emotional connection. The K-drama will premiere on March 6th. The world of Westeros is coming to the theatre. The Royal Shakespeare Company has announced the world premiere of Game of Thrones, The Mad King. The play will debut this summer in Stratford-upon-Avon. Set during a tense gathering in Harrenhal, the story explores political intrigue and rising rebellion under the rule of the Mad King. Characters from the Targaryen, Stark, Lannister and Baratheon houses will feature in the stage adaptation.